The conditions which framed and taught us our standards have gone with us. Our needs are now different, and our aims are different. The conditions which framed and taught us our standards have gone with us.
Hello and welcome to the FOMO Travel Show. My name is Flight Captain Acholo Rosario signing in. What's up? So yeah, remember the time when we were at Kenya Comfort Suites and we did this excellent Nairobi tour called The City We Assume by Chinku Tours. Yeah, there was so much footage left behind. There was so much information that I really didn't want to waste it. So here it is. We've put it all together so that you see how great this tour is and hopefully we can entice you to doing it. Yeah, this is the Nairobi, The City We Assume, straight out of Kenya. Yeah, let's go check it out. Let's see it.
It's never enough. You're not the one. Scared that the sun won't shine on me. I've been holding on for some kind of miracle. I'll be right there wherever you go. Holding on for some kind of miracle. I'll be right there wherever you go.
First colonial monument 1906 and the last colonial monument standing.
My name is Richard Nyambane. I work with Kenya Comfort Hotels, Kenya Comfort Hotel Suites. So I'm a duty manager. So I hope I've never done a Nairobi city tour, and today once I'm here with you. So I hope we are going to enjoy and during the evening. Thank you.
Good morning, guys. First of all, so happy to meet you all. Yes, I know a few faces. The names are Madina Ruth. I work for Kenya Comfort Hotel and Suites. A duty manager / sales and marketing. And I'm really happy to have been given this opportunity to do this, because as much as we live in Nairobi, we don't know. So I'm happy to come and explore and get to learn the Nairobi we live in.
Hi guys,
Hi.
I'm Patricia Kiroi. I work with Rosefield Safaris, and I'm glad to be here today to enjoy the city we don't know, and I'm so happy at least to learn about Nairobi, and let's explore, let's have fun.
My name is Mercy Kilel. I am a lover of adventure. I am a contractor and an upcoming politician. So it's interesting to get to, it's interesting to come and learn more about Nairobi, because this is the place to be, and here is the city under the sun. So I'm looking forward to learning more. Nice to meet you all.
My name is George, and I like traveling. I'm a photographer. I know a little bit about Nairobi, but not a lot, so I'm hoping that through this tour I'll update my knowledge about the city.
So, morning once again. My name is, official names are Jean, but commonly known as Chinku Travels or Chinku. I'm the guide today. I'm the person behind the Nairobi tour idea. So for today we'll be doing, the tour is divided into two. We have the main tour, which is a full tour, then what we are doing today is a half tour. So the half tour will take us from Mwidimigu Street, Market Street, Kenyatta Avenue, all the way to Uhuru Park. So that's the half tour. The main tour starts from the museum and covers what we shall cover, inclusive of what we are doing today. So as you are starting from, this is the Jivanji Gardens. Sijui kama kwa mpanajua mambo ya Jivanji Garden out. The garden side of mainly, initially there was an argument about the garden. It was not supposed to be called Jivanji Garden. It had to be another name. But the person who was requested to offer land for the garden, which was supposed to be a public garden for Nairobi, was Lord Dalamere. Lord Dalamere owned a piece of land near Imenti House. But the man, as you know him, he was among the first pioneer in settler in Kenya. He was so resistant, and he didn't see it much of a need of him to share off his land for just a garden. Jivanji himself offered what you have in here. Who is Jivanji? This man, initially born in Karachi, 1856. Today the place is called Pakistan. So the man was born in a family not so rich. His dad was, I can say, more of like a horse cart businessman. So his dad was always doing biashara and all that. Jivanji should be noted or remembered for doing quite a number of things. One thing, he was generous. Two, he was a business person. And if you crossed Jivanji, you will know he was a serious person. An example is, there was a newspaper that was there before. A white man tried to take away the contract of oil supply in Nairobi from Jivanji. Jivanji got pissed, and a colonial and settler time newspaper wrote about that dispute. Jivanji, getting so annoyed, decided to do it the other way around. He established his own newspaper, the African Standard newspaper. Which later on became the East African Standard, until we have the Standard newspaper. When he established the newspaper, how did he overcome the competition from their newspaper? He brought in and imported in the fastest printing machine. So he will print more and print faster than the guys who wrote bad stories about himself. And he did, his newspaper talked more of his goodness, the goodness of the city, other than the bad stories that the other newspapers doing. Later on, he sold the newspaper, printing company, or a different guy, as age was catching up with him. And today you know it as the Star newspaper. If you have been to this garden, there's a corner that has stones that are arranged in a circular formation. That's where you have the Nairobi Bunge arranged.
What's that?
It's more of like a mock parliament where they have a speaker and they discuss politics.
Oh, like a British Speaker's Corner.
Yes. So it's now more of like a public. We have our parliament. Now this is a public
Common man.
parliament. They do hold the elections. They do their voting. It's a serious thing that even right now we have some MCAs who usually stood and sat on and did discussion on that place. So it looks so, we look at it, you may say it's so little, but it has done much impact within Nairobi. Some politicians have been born from there. Today some are MCAs, and I believe we can't miss one MP or so who once started from there. So Kenyatta Avenue was called Road Rame Avenue. Initially before it was called, I think, the 5th Avenue or the 6th Avenue by the railway company. Then independence came. It's called Kenyatta Avenue. So when you give a name to a street or a person or an item, you are empowering it, isn't it? So you can imagine, as I challenge you, go look at the city plans in Britain, 1940 to 1950s. Then if you can dig enough, go look at the city plan of the Nairobi of 1950 when it was declared as a city. They were matching the British cities. Gridlock formation of London.
Repeat that.
So when you go to KICC helipad and you have a keen eye, you'll see the 4th division of Nairobi: residential, industrial, administration, and higher residential. Normal residential, Kariakor, corrupt name of Kariakops. The first more like estate establishment in Nairobi. They were trying to establish that in Kariakor. So those were residents working in industrial area. Till today, mtu ametoka Eastlands works in industrial area. Majority of them, isn't it? When you come to the CBD, we have Office of the President, Parliament, and all that. We have the administration. When you go to Upper Hill, going outside, we have what we call the leafy suburbs, Karen, Muthaiga, and all that. The administrators who administer in here, the owner of the industries, live there. They hire residential. So he's asking, how come you're not taught these things in school? It's simple. They do say that if the sheep or the antelopes don't learn how to write a story, the lion and the hunter will always write the stories. True or false? Then the funny part we have, or the sad part we have, how many times, among us ourselves, how many times have you taken your time or bundles to do research in history? Someone I always comes to talk about history. Oh. History, geography, like, no. And that's why now we fail from. How many records do you know about the Mau Mau? It's not taught in school. We are taught about Dedan Kimathi. Where was he born? Were you told where he was born in books? We only taught the way he struggled, the way he died, the way he was hanged, and it's done. How many of us go beyond the time he fought, the time he died? Who has ever gone beyond? Before he went to the forest, what was he doing? Yes? Yes? That house you see there was the first house to be installed. A lift is an escalator, or it's called what?
So escalator is a lift here.
So it was the first one in Nairobi was installed inside
Escalator.
there.
Wow.
Hey.
Next we have Kameo Kasi. Assume that building there. Haikuwa hiyo siku. That is glass building. Wasn't there. Kameo Kasi. Oh, jump to Kameo Casino. Look at the stone building Kameo Casino and this building is here. Are the stone looking the same?
Yes.
Yeah.
The only difference is that is not this food.
Yeah.
So of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Kameo Casino initially was called Theatre do Royal. So after World War I, the British emperors are like, What can you reward a soldier who has sacrificed his life for the empire? Send them to Kenya, to the headquarters of the colony, award them with land, the White Highlands, you know them. However, on their free time,
We can watch.
where will they come and
theatre.
watch plays? Where will they come and meet fellow soldiers? At Theatre de Royal. That town became Cameo Casinos. Behind there, that short, confusing looking building called what? Bank of India. Bank of India initially was not located there. Where was it located? Someone I said research. I will not ask the other questions. Kenya Archives, where it is located, that was the original, not the original, that was the second Bank of India. The first one was made of Mabati structure. 1898, early 1900. Bank of India is the only bank available here. From Mombasa to Nairobi, Kisumu, it's the only available what? Bank. Why is it that the Bank of India is the earliest bank here?
Because of the
Because the
Indians.
Anyway, they were being paid in Indian rupees. How did the Indian rupee look like? Era. Era. It had a hole. So the more money you had, you know, they never had pockets. Youth rates, unafunga, either tight here or tight here. So the more money you have, it's bulky. The idea of a bank came and was what? Bank of India. They got money. Finances, they are poor, all that. They are powerful, they are strong, they are financially stable. They construct Kenya Archives, the building, not the Kenya Archives, the building. And it became the Bank of India. And if you are keen enough, Kenya Archives has two entrances. One is not open, one is the main entrance. So, look at it. Behind we have Moi Avenue. After Moi Avenue, far down we have River Road. As I said, Indian architecture. Indians will access it through Moi Avenue. Whites will access it through Karen, Mogaiga, Embakasi, Kibera. Name them. 90% pass by where? This. Yeah?
So it's a gift.
It's more of a gift. Historically, this street is wide in the whole city because of simple. By then, before cars, you all watch movies. Before cars, you used to go to horse and carriage. Horse carriage. Will a horse carriage turn around in that street? A poor man has one horse chariot, carriage. Someone doing so well has two. Now the bazoo, the bazenga, or the rich guys, the rich and the wealthiest, they have 6 plus, isn't it? Because of speed and all that, strength and all that, isn't it? Yeah. So most of this was made wide because of that, before the cars came in. It said most of the soil that was dug here was the soil used to make jogoro.
Oh, that it went all the way.
They were team by going and why was it done that? In Donholm, when look at the history of Donholm, it's an estate back in England.
Oh.
Yes. A gentleman used to live in the area of Donholm. The first cattle dip was installed in Donholm. Among, yes, it was a big ranch. They had a big farm plantation of sisal. That's when you go behind Greenspan, there's a big open land. If you are so keen, unless you have cut off, we still have some sisal grown there. Yeah? So most of the soil was dug here and taken on that side. Coming to this, it holds majority of Nairobi's monuments and heritage sites. Nairobi alone has about 64 monument and historical sites and heritage sites. About 64. Let's start among the oldest on this street. There's a building there made of brick. What name of the bank is that? Stanbic Bank. You say that house was called Tor Hotel. Torr Hotel. Tor. Owned by a gentleman. Lord Grogan. What's it Grogan? Grogan. Nico Grogan. I mean Grogan. It's named after him. There's a road named Grogan Road there. Today is Kimera Road. Who is Grogan? Who is he? Yes, was a very well. Two, the main famous thing about him, this gentleman, this is the challenge the guy is here. This gentleman loved someone's daughter very much. What did Lodigaton do when he loved the daughter?
Build a castle.
And the girl
And
says,
he
the girl says the house is a what? Is a what? Initially his house, which was a mansion, almost a 3-bedroom house, was a chicken house. Then he built the castle. Then she's like, who will live in this house alone? How much money did he spend to build a castle? Show love for his fiancé. Tell me, gentleman, not Logan, love someone's daughter. Tell the in-law, I'm going to show you how much I can sacrifice, how much I love your daughter, and how much I can sacrifice for her love. Mapenzi ni kizunguzungu.
Alright, and welcome to the FOMO Travel Show. My name is Flight Captain Achola Rosario signing in. What's up? We are here at Kenya Comfort Hotel in the CBD along Monrovia Street, and we've just come back from the most fascinating walk, the Nairobi City Tour Walk, who's organized by none other than, please introduce yourself.
My name is Jim Travels, or Jim Bishoy, the official names, the tour guide under Nairobi on foot. Basically, they are concentrating on Nairobi City tours.
Okay, so now, when did you start this idea and how did this idea start in the first place?
So, the idea runs back to the year 2014. It grew from a disappointed client. So, the client had to paid up for a Nairobi tour package. As usual, the Nairobi package covers Bomas of Kenya, Geoff Center, Shedrick, and Karen Bixen. So later on, the client asked me, are they really worth to be called a Nairobi package?
Yeah.
So that drew me back to the table, and I asked myself, what does a city tour entails? That's when I had research for 6 months.
Yeah.
And quite a number of disappointment and all that for being arrested. I saw some policemen playing clothes.
Yeah.
Then I came up with what we did today, which was half the tour.
Yeah.
The main tour takes about 6 to 7 hours.
Walking.
Why?
Because I mean, we did 3 hours and I had to opt out. It's like a can't.
So the 3 hours is a half tour, which is about 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
However, the main tour is not limited to 9 hours. The longest I've done is 12 hours.
12-hour tour.
Because it entails history, culture, architecture, even botany and all that.
Actually, let me stop you there. You guys, this gentleman here is a repository of information. I have never heard so much information on just one building alone, yeah? And you just brought up everything. Actually, let's give an example. Tell us when we were on Kenyatta Avenue, 2 or 3 of the buildings which I could not film, but tell us what you're telling us, just briefly. Like say, start with, which building did we start with? There's the brick one.
Okay. As you said, some you didn't film. Issue being either security-wise, some of the historical buildings we have in Nairobi are mainly banks.
Yes.
So right now, due to security and all that, photography and videography is restricted.
Yeah.
However, we're so lucky enough to capture or have a look to and get a close encounter like the main building which we started off, which is the Long Hall, the Royal Hotel, which is the first brick building in Nairobi. Also, the fun part of the building, besides it being a first brick building, the first escalator was installed in that building. Then across the road, we have the Stanley Hotel. With views. As you said, Tusker is the best beer brand. The first beer of Tusker was consumed at that hotel.
And also you mentioned a very interesting fact for the feminists here. Stanley Hotel was actually started by a lady. Tell us more.
So, Stanley Hotel basically started off for, like what started off for me, disappointment by a lady traveler. She got to Nairobi in the year 1901. Tried to look for accommodation, didn't get any accommodation. There was no acceptance of a lady to sleep in the hotel because most hotels are gentlemen attention paid. Now this drew her into starting out a hotel that will take up all gender, both male and female. So initially it didn't start where it is today at Kemali Street. It started on a street called Victoria Street. It's in between Moya Avenue and Tom Mboya today. And later on it burned down 1904. And later for 2 years it was constructed to where it is, hence the name the new Stanley.
And then right next to it there was also a very interesting building which you told us about some infamous facts of what's the industry it spawned around it.
Okay, she's talking basically about the Westminster House. Westminster House is one of them. It's a very short or dwarfed house. So it's in between Sunland Building and Stanley Hotel. It's called Westminster House. Today we have Eco Bar and Art Cafe. The building side over the accommodation house for the colony administration. And if you don't know what you call or what is famous by Nairobi Street.
The oldest profession.
It all started from that building. Reason being, opposite that building we have Cameo Casino. However, it was not called Cameo Casino. It was called Theatre de Role, where World War I veterans came and enjoyed their fun. Before I never said that, that's why we had the first film tape in Nairobi. That theatre. Then you can imagine now these are drunkards on this side and they are soldiers.
And then the parliamentarians on the other side. Good business.
So there's that attraction that comes in for our sisters. They find it much easier to look for business on that street.
Fascinating stuff. So tell us, how much does this tour cost?
So for Kenyans, the tour is like what we did. The half tour is 1,500 Kenya shillings. Then the main tour for Kenya is 3,500, which caters for entrance at the Royal Museum, Kenya Archives, Bundigai, and ends with a visit at the headquarters. However, the main tour runs for around 5,000 Kenya shillings per day, non-residents and residents.
Oh, that's very, $50 can't knock that. For a 6-hour tour, really, that is definitely worth it. So we're going to put Mr. Chinku's, you can't be called Chinku or Jean? Which one do you put?
Jean is the official name. The face kind of gave me a name. I'm mainly known as Chinku or Chinku Travel. All social media is just Chinku Travels.
Okay, so we'll put all the details there. Don't forget to check out Chinku Travels. This is the best time to book because it's off-peak, isn't it?
It's off-peak right now, and then I always encourage you to be moving on Sundays. So the streets are empty up to the main around 12 noon when the city awaits. You'll have had the whole package. Then now the town and the population is taking over the streets. You'll have covered quite a number of it.
All right, so back to studio. See you guys later. Bye. So like you saw, Nairobi is a very interesting place. First of all, like there are about 64 different monuments all around the city. most of them comprise around Kenyatta Avenue, which unfortunately I couldn't film a lot of the information because there's a filming restriction, but like this is a lot of revisionist history, especially now during Black History Month. This is something that you definitely need to go and check out. Get to know the city you live in. So much to know, and Jean of Chinku Tours is definitely somebody who has the lowdown on a lot of information. You saw it's not boring, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, you heard about Konyagi Street, how it originated, and definitely it starts from, like, you can go from a small tour, which is a half day, which is 3,000 shillings, to a full day tour, which is about 5,000 Kenya shillings, which is $50. And yeah, it's definitely, I think the 3 hours, the half day tour is between 3 and 6 hours. Full day can go up to like 12 hours. So it's up to you how it goes. You sit down and see how you feel. Make sure you wear comfortable shoes. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled and your mind open. You might learn a lot. So what do I give Chinku Tours, the city we assume Nairobi walking tour? I definitely give you guys an 8 out of 10. For me, what I think, maybe just spice up with a bit more of like fun facts. I know like this is a lot of information that you have to give people, but yeah, put it together in a way that someone is like, because you have a lot of information, there's a lot to retain, but I like the way you keep the audience interaction. I love the way that, you get people really engaged into what you're talking about. So for the FOMO Travel Show, my name is Flight Captain Achora Rosario signing out. Yeah, keep it locked. We're going to have definitely lots more new episodes coming up, so subscribe, and we shall see you for the next episode. Bye.
It's gone.